Hello everybody, I'm Irene Cazzaro. I come from Venice, Italy, and I'm a PhD student at the University of Bologna. My area of study is the representation of architecture, and more precisely, I'm currently working in the field of digital 3D reconstructions of unbuilt or destroyed artifacts, with a cross-disciplinary approach involving architecture, art history, and archaeology. So, what I'm going to talk to you about concerns the documentation of the process in digital 3D reconstructions. So the importance, especially in the field of cultural heritage, of documenting the process behind the digital 3D reconstruction in order to define it scientifically. First of all, my aim is to discuss the main challenges rising from source-based digital models. I mean models of buildings, works of art, and archaeological sites as well, created with the aid of particular software, starting from a series of images and other documents that are analyzed in order to create a scientific, thus reliable, reconstruction. So these are the main points I'm going to look at. Let's say the two main challenges. Firstly, the need for availability and communication between the users of the models that can and should be shared worldwide. Secondly, the need for standards in documentation and visualization. Okay, right, let's get started with the first point. Digital reconstructions of ancient buildings are increasingly being used to represent the structure of something lost, but there's a problem. Many of these models are then forgotten, no longer used, when they could become part of our digital cultural heritage. Let's say a sort of virtual world that you can explore from home, and think of the benefits we would have in periods like this when we cannot travel. So, to avoid the phenomenon of the so-called digital cemeteries, we need a virtual research environment like this, the Sketchfab, a platform where users can upload, share, or adjust a model. The advantages of systems like this are that they are open access, so everyone can see them, and that data can sometimes be read to some extent by both humans and machines, according to the principles of the semantic web. That brings me to my next point. Thus, in order to make these models readable by different users, we have to set some standards. Firstly, these would involve documentation where metadata and paradata are required. This means that the model should carry information about itself, about the decision process that led to it, according to the principles of transparency and authenticity. Secondly, standards are also needed in visualization. This is because by analyzing different sources, we may formulate different hypotheses. Therefore, we have to indicate this in the reconstruction, maybe presenting more than a solution and trying to assess the level of uncertainty for each one of them. However, there is no consensus about this point, not only in the terminology but also in the scale of values and colors used. And that's what I'm focusing on now with my research. As a case study, I proposed the gate of Villa Pentetorri in Modena, where the creation of a 3D model generated from a series of photographs has been documented step by step, and the fidelity of the result has been evaluated introducing a color scale. You can see that the lower part is more reliable and detailed, whereas the upper part could not be totally reconstructed with a series of photographs. Thus, the reconstruction could be integrated, and at the end, its online publication is suggested. Thank you.